What is up, everyone? Welcome to your Astro Talk. I'm Simone with Ripples in the Matrix, just waiting for Maloney with Habitual Sages to jump in here. And we are going to get started and start talking about all planets being direct very, very soon. Oh, wait, that's so weird. Oh, wait, here we go. Go. Let's see what Mercury has in store for us today.
Here we roll.
Here we are.
Man. Oh, okay. I think I got everything. I think we set up right.
Yes,
I think we've got the bow
happening.
happening.
This is what we got today. This is what we got.
Look. Today was the second day of a 2 a.m. wake up. So
yeah,
this
we are.
is
We're
what
here,
you're
though.
getting today.
We are
You're
here.
welcome.
And
yeah. We are here. We show up.
We show up.
Do the work.
We don't feel like it. And that's how you keep going, guys. That is how you're growing and going.
Yeah.
We do want to, before we get started in this lovely aspect, we do want to connect about our big announcement. It will be live soon to actually be on our pages and all of that. But the Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose. This is like, I mean, I love teaching classes, but I'm really excited for this one. I'm so excited because it's just like this daily space of, hey, what's on the mind, and like just sharing with like-minded individuals. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. But I digress because we're getting like 14 steps ahead.
What is
the
Daily Dose?
What is it?
The Daily Dose is it's a WhatsApp community. It is going to be Maloney and I going back and forth, being able to discuss and further deepen your understanding about astrology as we give you it in digestible, practical application terms. So we will be like, hey, the moon is in, it just, I think it's still in Scorpio, it's about to be in Sag. What does that mean? Where is it transiting for you? What are some common themes that might be happening? How could you best utilize that energy? And then like tomorrow, Pluto is going to be conjunct the sun. What is it going to mean for you? How is that going to be affecting anyone and everyone? So our goal with this is to really allow for people to start to make these correlations to what is going on in the stars and in the sky, bring them into your own personal life, and realize that you're not separate from any of this energy. We also hope that we do our best to communicate these things in a way that you can understand, and give us space and opportunity. Every once in a while during those 3 months, we'll open up the floor for more direct questions and more engagement from you all. But it will just be initially Maloney and I going back and forth, and you'll hear two different viewpoints as well, which is like either one of us could have done this individually and it would have worked great. But I think, and this is how Red Pill Astrology has come together, and honestly, ever since Maloney's moved away, I'm like, I need more of you. So here we are, bringing our love, not only for each other, but for astrology to everyone else, and bringing that sense of community, even if it's just like planting and sparking some beautiful seeds of like, never thought of that, and allow to travel down, like take whichever pill resonates for you, and seeing which one actually impacts your vessel and your being, and allowing that to just like emanate through your body. I don't even know what I'm saying right now, but it's just coming out. It's beautiful.
It's coming out. You were on a flow, so I'm like, please continue to tell everybody all of the amazing things. I co-sign 100%. Where do I sign? And there's also like, we are also, I mean, you hear us, we're direct, we're frank. Mars Capricorn first house, this one up here. My Mars is not in Capricorn, nor is it in my
Mars
first house, but
is
that's beside the
opposing
point.
mine. I don't know the right opposite,
Right.
but
That is true.
it's in Cancer. Yep. So she balances. She like is like, okay, yes. Well, that's nice, but hey, do this as well.
Right. But there's a lot that, like, this is how we converse. Like, we text like this too. We use platforms like this too. We talk about this stuff. Like, you're really going to get to see what it's like to live daily astrology, right? So if I'm sitting here and all of a sudden I'm like, y'all, I just had a moment. I needed to breathe. I had to walk away. Here's the reason why. I checked my chart. And so it's just that kind of like daily, like, how do you use astrology daily? How do you use it practically? How do you look at what's going on? Because it is red pill. How do you look at what's going on in the universe, the world, like how transitions in the financial markets, how it transitions in technology, how stories and certain, celebrity stories and unearthings that happen, how that aligns with what's happening with the energies of the planets, because it truly does align. It is all aligned. And that's what we're going to talk about too. Yeah. So that is the daily dose.
Yep.
222.
Beginning 222 for 3 months. It's like our little beta testing. Only $111 for the entire container, not per month, for the entire container. And you'll have lifetime access to whatever we have said. And we're excited to see where it goes and like what of it. And then from there we'll start it up again, assuming that it's a hit that we know it will be, and just see where the universe takes us all.
Yes. And if you look in our stories, plus you can find it in all of the links in our bio on our the Willow or the link tree, whichever one you're clicking on. It's right there. You can get in today. Click,
easy,
sign up.
Easy. Simone needs to put it in her link in bio. Simone's on her way. On my list.
Okay, so for all of you watching, go to mine, Habitual Sages, or Red Pill Astrology.
I'm just being honest, because Mercury is transiting in my 12th house, so we're over here just, you can see I'm a little tired in my face.
Hey, it's fine because, at 2 a.m., really it was 4 a.m. when the dogs were up. That's what I was doing. I was adding this to Linktree. So
so great. It'll be up by the time any and everyone is on here. It'll be all the way up, including the landing page with all the other information as well, and any other questions you may have. Please don't hesitate. Direct them over to us. Let us know if you have any questions. We're super approachable, and we would love to assist you deeper and all of it. But let's get into what is happening.
I got notes on notes on notes because there is so much happening. But we are here to focus. We're going to stay focused. We'll see if Mercury and Uranus let us do this on Mercury stationing direct, as well as Uranus stationing direct, which at the time Uranus stations direct, which is after Mercury, so he will go on the 22nd. We have all planets in direct motion until April. So I do want to be clear, that's a big deal. That is the cycle that happens every year, but I always feel like it's a big deal when it happens because it's this time where on a cyclical basis, it's all steam ahead. Go. Do the things. Get ready. Get your, it's time to almost wake up out of that.
And especially with, you guys might have felt it. I'm sure you have. Mars has officially been direct now. And that he's
still at 8 degrees. We're fine.
He's great. He's still at 8 degrees until the 24th, which is after Uranus goes direct. So it's an interesting, it's very interesting time. Like, I think that we have Mars. I get him. He's like, it's like people are boarding the train. Like, he's still not moving.
Yeah.
Literally still not. Yeah.
Nope. But the steam is like coming out from underneath the train. Like, it's getting ready.
Yes.
We're prepping.
Correct.
Tickets are being punched.
Make sure you're in the right cabin. Make sure you're in the right seat. Whatever. What can I get you to drink before rolling on? And we're getting settled. We're like, okay, so this is we have a decent journey ahead, which is wonderful. 3 months. Plan correct.
Yes.
Wonderful. Like,
yes.
Sit into that. It's like, get comfortable. Okay, do I have my blanket? Do I have my pillow? Do I have my things? But okay, maybe not like those type of things. So we're like, but like, yeah.
We don't want to be that comfortable. Do you have your laptop? Is it ready? Is it fully charged? Are you ready to have like this uninterrupted peace to get
with
work
a beautiful
done,
view
right?
as well. And Mercury and Capricorn stationing direct, you guys, at 8 degrees, 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Which, again, Mars is at 8 degrees of Gemini.
And station direct at 8 degrees, 8 minutes of Gemini. So again, just to connect this point real quick, this is what, when I saw that, I snapshotted my really amazing honeycomb book and sent it in a text message to Moni immediately. If you're part of the daily dose, that would have happened there, because that is mind-blowing. I don't even know why it's mind-blowing, but the fact that you have 2 planets stationing direct in different signs at the exact same degree point, there's something there. The universe is like begging us to pay attention to something. Yeah. And whatever that is for you.
You have to recall, Mercury in Capricorn is self-mastery. We're really...
Yeah.
I mentioned this on my stories yesterday. He is just bouncing over my ascendant line, which is beautiful, as Mars is bouncing over Maloney's ascendant line. I love that. Like, I love us. Mm-hmm. And
like, Red Pill could not have come at a better time.
Yeah.
This is all
absolutely aligned. And it's so beautiful because I mentioned this in my stories as well. When we think about the ascendant line, that is indicating your personal first house, which is your initiation point, your starting point for your chart. And so when a planet transits from the last degree, whatever that is for you, in your personal 12th house, into whatever the first degree is, beyond your ascendant line, into your first house, it is essentially rebirthing. It is now starting a new life cycle around the zodiac wheel for you personally. For you personally, I'm going to repeat that. For you personally, this is not the planet unless you have a perfectly aligned 0 degree Aries ascendant, which that would be fucking epic. Someone,
I want to meet that person. Please come and join us in our daily dose.
Unless that is you. Then you, like, this is going to be different for everyone. However, Mercury went direct over my ascendant line. He did 1 rebirth, and then in the retrograde crossed back over it. And in that, I got sick. I like ended up not being able to use my phone at all because I had pink eye. It's pink eye, and 36 years apparently is a thing. And then and after that, I was like, oh, my eyes work, and oh, I have energy, and oh, I'm fine. And then I started wasting time. Capricorn is time, restrictions, boundaries, self-mastery. It's this physical reality and what it was doing. So we go back into the 12th house, and it's Pisces energies. It's things you need to surrender, things you need to let go of, things you need to transmute. And he's over there just like, hey, this isn't serving you, but it's serving you right now. I'm going to show you why it's not serving you, so that you can really, and I've known this, like, I see when I do this, but like this one was different. Like, and I also know the why. It's because, like, oh, well, if I keep wasting my time, not stepping fully into my self-mastery. I'm not fully taking accountability. I'm not fully taking responsibility. And I get to outsource the blame onto whatever the fuck. I don't.
But I'm not, yeah,
using it properly. So Mercury, but also it's been like, wait, you needed that so that you could see what it is that I need to show you in your mental realm to be able to see what you're going to be doing going forward. And as soon as I made these correlations, and as soon as I saw what was happening, like the shift, that internal shift happened. And then when it comes to things come into everyone's awareness at the exact moment in time in the space, like when you can actually hold what it's going to transmute into and what you can create from it. And in that, it's been this like beautiful, like, oh, here, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. I mean, even had a like amazing quick conversation, just being able to say what it is that I need without like holding the responsibility of whatever it is, and knowing like that, like being able to clearly state that and what transpires because of it. And when we can realize these things and utilize the energy in a way that's like, hey, I'm fucking stressed. But yes, the stress has been brought on myself because I haven't been utilized. Like I could be doing better. I could be doing more. But like, if I keep this going, the overwhelm that I'm experiencing is actually because of everyone boarding the train. Like I was revelation. I was like making some food before sitting down to do this. And like, it's like someone asked me like, how are you feeling? How's the body? Like, how's everything feeling? And I'm like, I feel overwhelmed, but it's because like things are picking up, and it's initial initiation of things about to get going and seeing what the fuck is about to happen. And it's like, oh shit, well here, you better fucking be ready. Buckle.
And it's that choice point. So when you choose to level up, when you choose to take that choice point, and you can look at that in so many different ways, a choice point, a turning point, anything that creates change for you to grow, when you accept that, like, holy shit, now I've actually got to do it. And now I've actually got to step into that. And now I actually have to move forward with that. And I have to embody that. And that's like, I love anticipatory energy. Like that's the word that's coming to mind is sometimes is it overwhelm or is it anticipation? And I think that those two have a very fine line within each other. And maybe they even blend a little bit, blurry in some of those lines, but like the anticipation that, back to the year of the ancestors, that your ancestors are feeling and energetically pushing to you because they're like, oh shit. Oh, is she doing it? Yeah. Yes, look, we made all this shit happen and she listened, she's doing it. Like that's a super excited energy, and it can feel like overwhelmed because you're not sure where it's coming from or what's happening. Plus then you have all the other energies, and we can't ignore the solar flares that have been happening over the last couple of days. That's been pushing through. So it's this kind of like, again, and we'll talk about Uranus in a minute, it's the chaos. We're sitting in chaos right now. And it's the chaos of boarding a train. It's the chaos of the train station itself. It's all of these different things. And like, there's a piece with Mercury being retrograde that you get to detach a little bit while he's still retrograde, where you can have attention to those details. Details within your brain and in your body. Is it really overwhelmed, or is it something else? Or am I overwhelmed, like you said, not because like I'm putting all this pressure on myself, but because there's just a lot of energy around me. And a lot of things are starting to move forward. And like to me, one of his roles is like giving you the gift of faith, right? Here we are, we're we're retrograde. It's asking you to sit. We've got all this other energy happening. And there's this like moment of, yo,
Yeah.
just have faith. I've got this, right? He is the messenger. He literally messages from heaven to earth. That is his job. That's what Mercury does. He is the messenger. So you have to have faith in what he's telling you and what's coming up for you. You have to have faith that when you answer, that he's listening and bringing that back and making everything happen for you.
And faith that you're getting the message because you're ready to receive it and you're ready to do something with it too.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
And as we're moving through all this, like, and these alignments, like I mentioned, the conjunction, Sun conjunction to Pluto. I don't even know what fucking day it is. That's tomorrow. I'm like, no, I'm.
Hold on, I can tell you because
17th. Like I didn't know what day.
Day.
Correct.
The 18th.
Yeah, I didn't know what date it was today. So yes, that happens on the 18th. But we have like, so when we think about this, and we've talked about this as well, when the sun was moving into Capricorn, and that slowdown that a lot of people were feeling, and it was like just something's not ready yet, and there's such an urge, and it just comes naturally with the turning point of the new calendar year, and everyone just like these goals and resolutions and all of these energies of doing more than they're already doing. And I remember saying in that, like, we're still going to have Mercury and Capricorn beyond Capricorn season, and it's going to be so
correct,
like vital for us to really tap into and to remember, because yes, the sun in our consciousness is going to start moving into the collective energy, but your mental is still going to be within you, and honing in on something that needs to likely still be just like, I keep using the word massaged, but like fostered and like just kind of like held.
There's still clarity,
and
coming.
With that, like, we really get to see, especially with this energy of Uranus and just the Taurus energy, the South Node energy, everything that's been happening. We have really been rewiring our true soul's power, like, and our true power that we have within ourselves to do the big things that we have been destined to and that we have been called to do. And with Uranus, and I'm just transitioning into Uranus. Did you have anything else to say?
I wanted to give dates and everything so that
for
people
what?
knew.
Yep.
Mercury on the 18th at 7:11 a.m. Central Time is when he goes stations direct. So there. And then Uranus is on the 22nd at 4:58 p.m. Central Time. So now you got dates.
Yes.
You know when you're looking at.
And we'll
this
put that
week
in the thing as well. Where was so with Uranus in Taurus, we have to layer these things together. Uranus in fixed Earth. So it's an energy that doesn't want to change. It wants the slow and steady. It wants the reality of the five senses and what is security, and Uranus,
big security.
Like, that's great, but I don't care. And he has the energy of the collective, of Aquarius, of innovating this part of your chart, as the North Node has also been working with you here. And the North Node is our collective destiny, and it's where we're moving towards. And we're having this sense of really this personal awakening, and every single person's individual awakening is resulting and impacting the collective consciousness. And we're having a huge, massive shift. Uranus does not leave out of Taurus for quite some time. And
Right. And he's
big,
got a big
like
journey ahead of
huge.
him.
And
Yeah.
with that, I mean, we have to think about in fixed earth, he's moving even slower than he would like, which maybe for us at a
Yep.
benefit, but at the same time, with that not moving so quickly, we're still here, right? So there's this slowdown energy, but yet it's been refining anything that's been shed off of us, anything that's been shed out of our reality has been really bringing us back to ourselves and what we actually, our personal individual human, is capable of in all of
Yep.
that word or how to look at that, and giving us this space of how do we actually empower ourselves to keep pushing through the uncertainty, the unknown, the shakeups, the massive revelations. Like in anything that we have been growing through for these past 3 years has really taught us so much about ourselves. And he's further awakening us to the reality that we're now creating, if you choose to walk into it.
Yep. And like how I can speak to how that's shown up for me and my family over the last couple of years is in the question, what do you really need to survive? And that question unfolded as we were within the question. We realized like this was the question that was really being asked of us. Like, what do you really need to survive? And like moving to Hawaii, the big island, very rural, you learn what you need to survive. You learn I can actually live without Amazon. Amazon's a great tool. It's a great I mean, now that we're back on the mainland, we use it all the time. But we are now able to have a different perspective in using it, where before it was, well, this is convenient, so it's easy. Let me do it. Let me just, oh yeah, let me hit ship now. When really, like for me, and where Uranus has been and the North Node has been within my own chart, it's been a lot about that. Like, what do you actually need? What are things that you can let go of? How much food do you actually need to consume on a day-to-day basis? How much water do you actually need? How do you stay safe and secure? What do you need? Like if, and being on an island, this was something we did have to think about. If literally the volcano erupts beyond what it's doing right now, what do you need to actually physically be able to continue moving forward? And when you start to dig into that question, which is to me a lot of what Uranus is doing in Taurus as a collective in general, what do you really need for your basic survival, your basic safety, your basic senses? Like it's amazing what comes out of that if you let that be the process. And again, it's not something that is like, oh, you get day one. It's not a one and done thing. Uranus stays here for a long time. This is a long drawn process where you can really do some amazing like changes in your life.
And it's been really working with our inner workings. It's been working deep with our mental processing. Like reprogramming of our mental, of how we view things, of how we look at things, of what we deemed essential, of what we just, what are the necessities, what is and is not needed for us. It's 3:33 here, just so you know. Wants to manifest anything.
Look,
Yes.
ancestors be here. And Uranus and Taurus is that, like, Taurus wants material matters. Period. Dot. That's Taurus's MO, right? How do I get things in the material world? Uranus could give two fucks about anything material in the fucking world because that's not his domain. His domain, if you look at the mythology of Uranus, his domain is out there. His domain is heaven. His domain is the ether. His domain is the universe. He could care. It's like he could care less
Yeah,
about what's happening
the
down here.
impact that he's
This doesn't
making,
matter.
it doesn't even correlate to how big it is. Like in the moves that he's doing, he doesn't, it's like this is just what I would be doing. The fact that it's
Right.
happening in this earthly realm, so felt that we feel it in our human experience. He's like, whatever. Like this is just what I'm
Yeah.
on purpose. I'm on task. Yeah.
He is always on purpose and on task. Like that's the piece. And like having a Uranus, like your Uranus opposition and everything like that in your own natal chart, and going through periods of Uranus transits, even just for a natal, as a natal person, there's like, you're going to be moved. You can either be moved,
Yeah.
or
And
you can do
Uranus
the moving.
oppositions typically happen around 40 to 41. Oh,
Correct. Hey, about ready to
yeah.
be there. Hashtag 40 in a line for 2023. That is my
Yeah.
mantra this year. That is
And
what
so
I'm
it's
rolling with.
really it's interesting timing. People think I'm having a midlife crisis. No, you're actually having a Chiron return. Like I'm going through my like 40-year-old whatever moment. No, you're having a Uranus opposition. Like this is actually what's
Yep.
going on, and whether or not you believe in astrology or you resonate with these things, this is how it actually works. And we like
Right.
making sense of life cycles of life in general and things that are happening and correlating them with transits like this really just allow you to deeper understand this is not just happening to you. Yes, you don't get to play, you can play, yes, you can play the victim. You don't have to play the victim. You also use this energy
Right.
and be like, oh, I'm going to be going through my Uranus opposition very, very soon. How do I prepare for that properly? Like, it's something that's going to happen regardless of like if you are as prepared as possible. But being energetically prepared in such a way that you can align and stay aligned and stay in power. Right.
Because it's all about the reaction. And that's what Uranus, again, he's the shock and awe. That's what he's looking for. How are you reacting?
Yeah.
Shit's going to happen
because
regardless.
more you react,
how do you react to it
out of power, the more he's like, oh, this is what I need to keep doing. Like, this is exactly what I need to keep doing because I'm moving you. And he likes to stir it up. Like, he literally, that's his territory. That's his playground. Like, stirring shit up. And remain unwavered in the chaos. He's like, oh, that's next. Let me go. It's like tornado. It's like, oh, let me go this other spot.
Right. It's almost like, oh,
it's like
okay.
He's not getting the energy that he wants from you, so he's gonna go see where else he can take himself. And like, right, let me go over here.
Yeah. It's funny because when I was writing all of this down, and like feeling into everything, I got the vision of a ball pit. And like those, like at the fast food restaurants, like the kiddie ball pits. And I got this just like vision of like somebody just diving into a ball pit and like flinging balls all over the place. And like, let's just say you are, you're a worker in one of the fast food restaurants, and there's this kid in there and they're throwing balls all over the place. And shit, that's on me to fucking clean all that shit up. It's really, how do you react to that? How are you going to react to that scenario and situation? Because
Yeah.
Uranus is the kid and those balls are fucking flying. Like, you're not stopping it.
Yeah.
It's already happened. So what are you going to do? And one of my husband, his favorite line, and we've been saying it over and over and over and over for like 2+ years now, is never let a crisis go to waste. And if Uranus had a tagline, that would be it. Never let a crisis go to waste. Because in that chaos, there's things you can do with chaos. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So you have to figure out how to mold that energy as it's happening. And how do you like, look, I get it. COVID was a whole shitstorm. There were still billionaires made in COVID. There were still people that accomplished really amazing things during this whole last 3 years. It's all in how you took and how you approached it, how you reacted to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then moving from that space of reacting to response and not letting it move you internally, or emotionally, but spark the need, desire to actually move differently so that you can create, because what he wants to create new pathways. He wants to create new experiences through all of this, and like spark the mental, spark new things within an environment that we have so much unlocked potential within ourselves, so much unlocked potential within our mind, so much locked DNA that's like stagnant, that we just are not used to using or just haven't found the need to use. And that's what he's actually wanting us to do. He's wanting us to go deeper within ourselves, to be like, no, you have the power. Let me show you that you have the power. Like, let me remind you what you're capable of and what you're actually here to do. And it's so much bigger than the small life that you're living, or that you've allowed yourself to just settle into. And in the space of getting uncomfortable, he forces you to get uncomfortable. Then you get to find exploration of your new growth. You get to find the space of giving yourself new opportunities, because you're forced into them. What are you going to make of them?
Yeah. And Uranus transits are one that they are of time, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a quick transit. We've said that now a couple of times. So a lot of it is like reflective too. There could be things that happen or that you go through that you can't appreciate in the moment, because you don't have perspective. You don't have that longevity. You don't have that viewpoint. You don't see how it fit in your tapestry. You don't see how it fit in your weaving of life. And once you gain some of that, you can go back and go, dude, I mean, yes, I totally understand now why that happened. And that's where that reaction, like, if you can keep that, again, I repeat it to myself whenever I feel myself going off on the left, to say, just continue to go, things happen for me, not to me. There's purpose here. What is it trying to teach me? Like, just having that coachable moment for yourself as you're going through it, like, that is a big, that can be a big help, because again, it is a lot about faith. There's a lot of faith that is being required
and I think
of
what's
us
beautiful
right now.
as these transits start to go forward, we actually are going to have interesting, the day that Uranus stations direct,
We have 22nd of this month.
Mercury shining, the North Node.
Did you hear that? Oh,
Shining the North Node,
okay.
again, as I mentioned, our collective destiny, and Saturn conjunct, or
And
Venus conjunct Saturn in Aquarius, which is the home sign of Uranus.
mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
Saturn also
Yep.
co-rules Uranus, but not to go further super deep into that. But there's this sense of, I would be, be aware of your finances during this time. Be aware of your thought process during this time. Any strife that you might be feeling, and the overwhelm that's happening mentally. As you were speaking, I was reminded about a conversation that I had with a client, and just what is the easiest thing that you can do in the next step. Like my mom always says, take the next indicated step, do the next indicated action. What is the easiest thing that you can do to just clear your path a little bit more, and allow for that to unfold in such a way that you can, because this conjunction, Venus and Saturn, and this alignment with okay, I'm getting the mess. Your words, breakups, like tension, with your relationships. This is also on the day after the new moon.
Yep.
Anything that you think you need to be saying on that day, specifically the 22nd, give yourself a week. And the reason why I say a week is because on the 29th, Mercury will then trine Uranus. It will have
Uranus, right?
A deeper understanding and alignment of what those conversations were actually awakening within you. And you'll be able to likely move forward with maybe a little less reactionary energy, a more aligned response. However, Mercury is going to awake, like you could actually even get additional information with this that will this is what it is. You'll get additional information by the 29th that will now allow you to be like, okay, yes, I'm going to proceed this way or this way. And you'll either have
make better informed choices.
Likely have to do with relationships, with the Saturn Venus conjunction, and or finances, etc. But I'm getting like, okay, hypothetically, you think you're getting cheated on, you'll 29th.
Yeah. And one of the things that when I look at, I love when rulers are crisscrossed in aspects. And what I mean by that is you have Venus in Aquarius. Venus is the ruler of Taurus. On the day that Uranus stations direct in her sign, she is trining in the home sign of Uranus and Saturn. Plus, then you have the North Node in her sign. So, like, there's something to when that happens. I'm always looking for like the duality of things. I'm looking for both sides of the story because both people are present in different rulerships. Both energies are present in different rulerships where no matter what type of aspect, in my personal opinion, as an astrologer, no matter what type of aspect it is, there is something to be learned. There's something that they can leverage, is the word I'm getting, leverage within that space to understand the other better. Because again, like, think about it this way. Uranus is a house guest in Venus's house, right? Like, has anybody ever had like somebody that just camped out for fucking 10 years and like you're like, why are you you're not a guest anymore, right? She has to work with him. She has to work with Uranus. She has to And he has to work with her in that same standpoint. And there's this gaining and this understanding. So if you are having trouble with what Uranus is trying to show you or move you through in Taurus, you can utilize Venus because she'll be speaking his language.
And you will be speaking to
Exactly.
the one who will provide the lessons, who will provide the foundation that the lesson,
the structure that
yes, exactly. So when we have these, all of this energy coincide, that's why I kept looking at, I was like looking at this, I was like, this is serious. Like this whole next week, and this is exactly the day, this is the day of and the day before Mercury crosses back over. Mercury will cross back, of course, this is the last day that he's in my 12th house. Beautiful. And like too fucking aligned. And it's a seriousness. These last few weeks of January, like you're going to be shown the abundance, you're going to be shown the paths, the way forward, and you still have your human sovereignty, your human experience, your personal path forward, and you get to choose whatever, the red or the blue pill.
Which one do you want? Which one? Which way do you want to go? Do you want to take your choice point or not? There is a lot, like looking even just, and I know we're not here to talk about like specific transits, but there is choice points here, right? I want to be really, you are,
and I want like
supported.
Mercury's trine to the North Node is alleviating the Venus's conjunction to Saturn. Venus's conjunction to Saturn does not have to be this despair that like I get from my Mars Capricorn, and my first house Capricorn goes to the reality of the worst of not the worst, but like the reality of what things could be. So knowing this, but there's still this collective energy of wanting to work together. You're still in fucking Aquarius. You're still having the sense of like seeking support. Like allow yourself to seek the support and whatever that might look like for you, because that is where you can lean on something that's bigger than you. Especially as the sun moves into Aquarius.
Yes. And the other thing, and I just want to make sure, like these things are happening. However, I want to make sure everybody is aware, like we are slow. Mars is fucking slow. Uranus is fucking slow. Mercury is fucking slow. Shit is just slow. Like it is slow. So thinking through that, why are you reacting fast? Everything is slow. So follow that energy. Ride that wave. Ride the wave slower. Yes, I get that you're like, oh, but I want to, like, there's things that are happening. And just breathe. Breathe for a second. Because it's not until March where shit picks up. Yes, we will have planets direct. They are slow. February is a slow month. Aquarius season is a slow season this year, energetically speaking. And so it's, again, if that is what is being present, think through that and how you can apply slowness to whatever you're doing. Because that might be what you're...
you just had a freeze. That was great. But you're good. Right. And notice where you are trying to rush. I keep talking about this in my classes. Like, what are you actually trying to rush through? Like, I'm still the one guiding you to get you to where you don't even know where you're going. What is the rush? Unless it's a
Saturn's questions to all of humanity. You're welcome.
Thanks. Yes, Saturn ruled a fucking individual. It's great. But really, what is the rush? What are you actually trying? Because it's not what are you trying to get to? It's what are you trying to get past?
or through,
No, yeah,
or run away
it's
from
not,
in
it's
certain
what are you,
cases. Like,
yeah, what are you trying to avoid by not, by going so quickly? Because there's something there, like literally in my yin classes, in any of my classes, like you don't even know where you're going. What's upper? You don't even know where you're going. Like, why don't you just like enjoy the fucking ride, man?
yeah, yeah, yes. And there is one other thing that I got with Mercury, especially, is
Yep.
how are you nourishing your brain? Nourishing your brain is a very different thing than your body. There's different things that your brain needs. And that can be in so many different ways, whether that's the content that you're putting into it, the what you're keeping inside of it versus
Yeah.
allowing for it to come out in some healthy way. What you're, I mean, it is part of your body. There are things you can do to nourish this brain from a supplement
Breath.
perspective, a food perspective, all of those things, breath work, right? How are you clearing the
Mind.
clutter of hibernating, right? How are you clearing this clutter of everything? So there's something about this nourishment that you could be like really asked for. And it was funny, I was it on Twitter? I don't know. I think it was on Twitter where I read somewhere somebody had said Pluto in Aquarius is going to
Yay.
require a lot of yoga. And I was like,
And
yeah,
yoga is not
that's
just
so
asana,
right.
guys. It's so much more to it.
Correct.
Just allow yourself to be open. I remember, I will never forget, my very first yoga teacher said, just think about it. Let your mind go there. Just think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do anything with what you're thinking about, but you just have to think about something, and you have to see what it is that you're thinking about, and then decide, do you still want to keep thinking about that? Like literally start to get fucking curious about why you do the things that you do. Why are you on autopilot? What are you trying to
Yep.
bypass? What are you trying to move beyond instead of sitting with yourself? Like, notice what you're noticing in the spots where you realize that you're noticing something, and then notice when you're not noticing anything. You're welcome.
You are welcome. If you're in Vegas, make sure you go take the classes for sure. All right. So, because I am looking at, probably have 3% left on my phone. This is where we're at today. So daily dose. Make sure that
It'll
you
be
look in the stories, do all the things there. We'll have stuff put up for all of that. For myself this weekend, I'll be doing the 2023 reading live. So I'll be pulling some cards. There's like, I have all these cards going on.
guys.
I'm so
We
excited
might
that
be
they're
doing
back.
an
They made their way back.
impromptu live, and we will be together. Yeah,
Yay!
it's
Oh, that's right, because that's
flying.
next
Even
week.
though it's going, oh,
Yes.
it's flying by.
Yes.
We're fine.
Time is relative. And then so I'll be doing that, and then we have another live actually on Thursday where we're going to talk about Aquarius season. So we'll get into the Aquarian energy, getting into all of that stuff. So what else do you have going on this week?
Good question.
Oh, okay. Well,
What
there
else
we
is going
go.
on? Oh, also, final few days, guys. Yes, final few
Astrology mini
days
mind.
to get into the intro to astrology at only $33. That's in our bio.
Yes.
Both of our
Thank you.
bios. We'd love to see you in there. Quick high level overview of all the the ruling signs in each house, and some other tidbits and information. And we are still working on our other two courses that we have that we're putting together for you to really dive deep into astrology. So that's your little taste tester. And the Astrology Mini Mind, 2023 Astrology Mini Mind, our second to last segment is tomorrow. I will be on talking about Uranus, actually, of course. super aligned. So
Yes.
that's happening. And then
Yay. Good prep work.
lifetime access. So if you are like, okay, I want to know more about what the fuck I need to do to prepare for this year, because there's a lot. We're only in January, and there's a lot. Like, we got a lot to cover. So you can still join. You can catch up on the replays. Go back to everything whenever you need it as things are arising. And anything else, Simone? Not at the moment, I don't think. There's lots coming up, but they're not in the space to be discussed at this exact moment. But keep an eye. Oh, we're going to be put. Is that what you're going to say? We're going to be.
We
are going to be posting this on Red Pill Astrology. So make sure you follow Red Pill Astrology and share with your friends. We will put it in our stories when the replay is ready so you can find it. But that's where you can find all of our stuff for us going forward so that we can build. If you build it, they will come. One of my favorite movies.
Build and grow. Oh my God, that's your favorite movie. Yo, Kevin Costner.
Yes. All right.
Yes. Yeah. Anyways, Yellowstone fans out there, just feel that vibe. We are gonna leave with the image of Kevin Costner. You are welcome, world.
All right.